We good. Let me put my bunny on my head. I was just live, y'all, and I showed my actual hair because people be asking me sometimes about my hair. So, how long it really is. But, yeah. Let's see what everybody's up to. Hey, we back in this thing. And then watch. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to have like 100. I'm going to think big. I'm going to think big for you. You're going to have like 100 plus new subscribers. I'm going to think big for you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been getting into like watching Kaistanet because they're doing like the Mafia marathon and some of the celebrities that come on. Like I absolutely love them. So I've been watching a lot of him and just learning like the different streamers. And recently I've been learning about Ice Speed. And it's very interesting about Ice Speed because of his relationship with his mother and how people just trash talk his mom. First of all, people have to understand that not everybody. Okay, like we're in the generation of technology, right? Right. We're in a generation of technology being on our computers and on our cell phones, different devices like that, right? Right. Well, the next generation, okay? They may have devices where it just beams off their sunglasses up in the sky and you can't see it. You got to be logged or you got to have a subscription into this app to see it. And you don't know. And just imagine having a child that is 15 years old and he has this page on this channel where his glasses or his phone beams it up in the atmosphere and you can't see it. You're not knowledgeable about it all, and you have to run a household at the same time. So I think it's kind of strange that people is not understanding or seeing his mom's side of you. I mean, she did have other children besides Ice Speed to raise. So I'm like, that's so strange how people is just like illing his mom like that. And I really do feel like he needs to like stand up and say something. Like that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I see that he's in Texas. He was in my city. And yeah, I see that he did a lot. Him and his dad relationship is adorable to me. But I don't his dad to me. Well, let me actually observe some more before I really really dive deep. But I do love the relationship that he has with his parents, and he was on Club Shay Shay a couple of months ago. I want to say 6 months ago. It actually was like he loved his mom, and he was like, "My mom didn't know." And when he said that, I was like, "Of course she didn't know. She didn't know. She just thought he was on his gaming system gaming, just streaming. She didn't know that he was actually like making moolah, making money. Like some people just don't freaking know. Like they just don't know if they're not into it. They don't know. They don't know. So yeah, I'm back. I accidentally click off because of the button layout. You're fine. I actually had to. Oh, you fine. You fine. You fine. You fine. So I wanted to come on here and talk about dating while healing. Like it could be medically, it could be mental. Like, do people really like date while they heal? To me, I feel like it's the worst thing to do. Like, I don't, I just do like I do, y'all. I do. I just couldn't do it. Like, not so much that I don't want to feel like I'm a burden. I don't want to ever feel like I'm a burden. And like, it's not just with the physical healing, but like even with mentally healing. Like, if you're not really all the way there, you're going through something in your mind mentally, like, I just don't feel like you should be even. I couldn't even concept. I couldn't even get my thoughts together. I couldn't even really be a productive woman in a man life if my ain't together. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, when I just go through things in life, and we all go through ups and downs, roller coasters, all that good stuff. And when that roller coaster is going down, dating and none of that be on my mind. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And when I say I get approached and I people be sliding in my DMs, it's like it's the strangest thing to me. It's like, is there a fetish of people that's out there that they see, like, you see me on this, so you, like, it's so strange to me. That is the most strangest thing to me, because for one, I'm not going to depend on you. Two, you're never going to get close to me. And three, it just ain't going to happen, okay? It just ain't going to happen. And I don't see why. Yo, I'm lagging. Am I still lagging, y'all? What is WSG? Or are you just trolling? Am I lagging? But yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I haven't been on live in a minute. What's good? Oh, it means what's good? What's good? Life. Life is what's good. Life. What's good with you? What's on your mind? Let me see what's on your mind. Let me see what's on your mind. Yeah, have y'all ever had like a thought of an adventure, like an idea of a project, and you like, you know what? That'll be a good thing to do. And then in a couple of weeks, when you're like trying to like figure out a way to make this product into reality, next thing you know it, you see it. You see it. Like, you actually see it being so. And y'all, I was so like, oh my goodness, is somebody reading my mind? And I'm not gonna say what it is. Should I say what it is? I'm thinking about school tomorrow. You think about school tomorrow? That's good. Read your books. Get your education. Education is important, okay? Education is important. Even if you are I know we're kind of pivoting. Even if you are a person that has moolah, that has bags, that is a millionaire, that's coming up in the world, I always feel like education is still something you should at least have the basics. Like, you should at least go for your high school diploma or get your GED, because there's so much that you can miss by not going to school. And I do see why some people that is on the road to becoming millionaires or already a millionaire, they drop out of school. I do understand why, because it's like they already feel like they have the material or the tools that they need to continue to succeed in life, because they're already succeeding. But there is always a couple of stories or a chapter that you may miss in the book, in the world of school, that can even push you even further into the atmosphere with the talent that you have to make your millions grow into billions. Okay? So, yeah. Not to be rude, but what's in your nose? This is, I forgot what they call it, but this is when you're on oxygen. I'm on oxygen. I forgot exactly. You would think I would know exactly. Is it a nostril canal? You would think a nozzle canal. You would canal, nozzle canal. Yeah, I hate the idea of homework. You know what? When I was in school, even through college, homework was like the hardest thing for me to comprehend because I was just always like, I'm at home. Why I gotta still do schoolwork at home? I'm at home. Why do I still gotta still do schoolwork at home? And then one time I ran across this documentary. I ran across a documentary about this kid in China and just the way that their educational system is. And I love documentaries, first of all. And then this documentary had like different like teenagers and college adults, and they had just all kind of like people from all walks of life, from everything, and they were all in school in some kind of way. They were like in elementary, junior high school, college, and they were talking about like the reason of like studying like extra hard, or like the reason of homework and stuff like that. And it was very, very interesting. And then that made me go really dig deep into like how like the outside world thinks and why they think the way that they do, and why homework is so important. Homework is so important because it allows you that break from when you're in school, as you go home, as you may go play or whatever you do, between that time of you leaving your school to you getting home. It allows you that time period to kind of free your mind and then come back to it. Like, remember what you learned that day, remember what you learned the day before, or whatever. Because we will forget. Like, tomorrow afternoon, y'all gonna forget what we talking about in this live. You're gonna forget. But if I was to say, okay, y'all, after this live in the morning, I want y'all to comment under this video the what you gathered from here. And if you do that, you're gonna get a $20 for me, or I'm gonna buy your lunch, or just whatever, and you don't have, that's, or I'll give you $1,000, or I'll give you $1,000,000 when you do that. And whoever has the most accurate, or the most key points, or key points that we discuss in this live today, boom, you're gonna get it. It makes you remember. Now you're listening. Now you're remembering. Now you're exercising your brain. And that's one thing you always want to do. You always want to exercise your brain. You always want to continue to push yourself, learn more, learn as much as you can, because the moment you give up on yourself is when you think you know everything, and when you stop learning, and when you stop allowing yourself to grow. So I know you hate homework, but homework is so important. If school is not the place to sleep, then home isn't the place to sleep. That's the mentality I had. Hey, many y'all. Gotta get my oxygen back up. That's the mentality I had. I really, really did. And I had to learn that that wasn't the way to go. That wasn't like when I almost failed. Let's keep it a book. When I almost failed a grade and I was gonna be held back, you talk about the embarrassment that I saw my mom face, the disappointment. And when I learned that just by doing homework, if I continue to do my homework, how that will push me even further. So do that homework. Wait a minute, y'all. hmm Whew, I had to get some water with me. Okay. So yeah, do that homework. Like it really do help with your grades. Okay. You want to do it. Like if you can't teach me what you need to teach me in school, then make less work. I mean, if you feel like you're not getting taught what you need to learn or you're not learning what you need to be taught or whatever, definitely go to your counselor, go to your parents about it. That way you can get in those classes, or maybe you need to just change teachers. Sometimes changing teachers make a big difference, trust me. Some teachers just can't keep your attention or they're just boring to you. You ever heard us saying that, dang, everybody done told me that, but now that you said it, it makes sense. Like for some reason, it's dinging in me. It's because okay, let me break this down. Chemically, we already have it. It's already trained in our brain as children, as babies. Okay, we're already taught different levels of accepting of tones. When we get yelled at, when we get fussed at, when we get talked to stern, when we get talked to in a joking way or whatever. And sometimes your chemical brain, like music. It's like listening to music. You know how they say music bring people together, or the vibe or the energy from the music can really like change the atmosphere. Well, sometimes changing the teacher, just their tone of voice or the way they word little things can spark a chemical in your brain and actually make you function more, and actually like bring you in, and you're thinking that it's just this person is saying it in a different way. It could be something as simple as their tone of voice. That's why they say music is so powerful, because you got the different sounds, you got the different instruments. You got your saxophone, you got your drums, you got your um, um, guitar, you got the piano, you got the harp, you got the violin, you got all these instruments. You have the singer. That's why they say music is so powerful. So if you definitely feel that way, I would definitely try trombone. I would definitely try moving to another class. I would. My teacher is stupid. I said the answer to her question, and she said, "Are you ignoring me?" And I was like, "No, how can when when you know what? Sometimes you just have crazy teachers." And to be honest with you, okay, let's go in. We about to go in. I feel like everybody on every job needs to be evaluated. Like for real, like it needs to be a mental evaluation. Especially when you're dealing with the results of the future. And what I mean by that is when you're working in a field that can affect how the future is going to be. And being a teacher is one of those fields. Like being an officer, just anything that deals with how the things is going to be held. Like people really do it needs to be a mental evaluation, because sometimes you do have just crazy teachers that would do that. And I'm sorry that that incident happened to you. But you will have crazy, ignorant teachers that would do that. And it may not be you necessarily that they're mad at, it could just be their day, or they're frustrated about other classes or other students, or they may have pressure on their back, like a domino effect, and it just makes them just a horrible, or they just have a bad moment. Or sometimes they can feel ashamed that that you actually knew the answer to that question already. And if you ever catch yourself in a class like that, I would, yeah, definitely. This professor gotta go. This teacher gotta go. My teacher sucks so bad because I tried to turn in my paper because I didn't want to fail, and she told me not to. Like what? I would definitely call for. I don't know. In my big old age, I still call my mama. I would definitely tell my mama first of all, and get some advice and go talk to my counselor about it. Go, yeah, because I mean, if you turn in a paper that is necessarily, even if it's early to me, and I'm not your teacher, but just hypothetically, me, if I had a student that was turning the paper early, I'd be like, all right, 10 extra points, period. Like, you actually took the effort to turn in the paperwork early when it wasn't, the due date wasn't until like next weekend, or I mean, next Friday or something like that. And you turn it in this week, and I'd be like, okay, let's see what it do. Like, I really would. I would allow that student to turn in their paperwork. I would give them 10 extra points. I would actually read it, uh, and do some corrections on it, and kind of do like constructive criticism. Give some good feedback. I will actually give the paperwork back to them, give them some more feedback, and teach them about chat GBT. I mean, yeah, GPT and all that good stuff. Like, I really, really would. That's crazy. Here's your news. My news? What's the news? Hello. What's the news? But how is y'all? How are y'all doing? How is everyone doing? I'm so spot on. How is everyone doing mentally? We gotta check on each other, especially now times. Like, things are it trips me out. People say things are getting bad. Things are getting bad. It's been bad, okay, but it's been good as well. And we have to remind ourselves of the good. We have to remind ourselves that at the end of the day, regardless of where you're from, your background, your political views, your religion's views, we all want the same thing. We all want love, joy, peace, and happiness. And with some sprinkle money there, okay? Okay. Like, we all want the same thing. There's so much pressure out there on people. There's so much hate out there. Like, it's crazy to me. Wait a minute, y'all, my oxygen. Okay. Uh oh. So, how y'all been feeling? How y'all been feeling? Sorry, I had to go to. You okay? How y'all been feeling? So, oh, I'll show y'all. So, last year, I got this bracelet. And as you see, it is one of those bracelets where you cannot take off. My sister actually had a lady to come over to my house last year for my birthday. and they actually put it on my wrist. And I was like, it's gonna break. Like, how long do they normally last? And she's like, oh, probably about 6 months or whatever. And you can just, call us to let us know you need another one. It's been over a year and it's still on, as you can see. It's still on. And I'm like, wow, because my mom had got one, my sister had got one, and dude, I thought somebody else got one. But all theirs broke. But mine is still on. I'm like, wow. I feel hate for my don't feel hate for your teacher. That's a strong word. Just get another teacher. Don't feel hate for your teacher. You never know when someone is going through something. And that's the wrong thing you want to do is feel hate for your teacher. Don't allow the devil to use you like that. Like, you got so much potential, so much other talent that you can put your energy into besides actually hating someone. And if it's getting to the point to where it's bothering you like that, well, then you definitely need to change from that class. You do, because it's not worth it. You're not stuck with her. You think you are. You're not stuck with her though. No, you're not. But yeah, so back to the topic at hand. Dating while healing. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. You're 3 weeks in, you already done. I couldn't date. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Like, I could not date while healing. I don't see how people do that. Or date while they're struggling. I no. I just can't see myself struggling and meeting someone. And well, I guess I understand it, because when you struggle and you're going through somebody and you just so happens to meet somebody and y'all exchange phone numbers, I mean, talking to that person is like an escape from like what you're going through and the hustle of getting out of it. So I understand why people do it, and I understand how people do get closer or feel more bond when that happened. But me personally, I just couldn't, like, I don't know, like, the person, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But anyway, I'm about to get off of here. I'm feeling sleepy. I just came on here because I haven't been on here in a while. I think it's been like a couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks. So shout out to all the Virgos in the house. Big brother, big brother. If you don't know yet, Vince is HOH. And I believe he have Keanu. I believe it was Keanu, Ava, and Morgan. And then Morgan won veto. She used it on herself. And she actually talked Vince into renumbing Lauren. So Lauren is going bananas because it's her first time on the block. And she said once she gets off, she's coming out the Vinny the mustache. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow. Ooh. I'm actually taking vacation starting on the 18th all the way to the 22nd. And what I have planned to do, y'all, besides them coming in my room, renovating, redoing my room, is going into the guest room and just acting like I'm walking into a resort and just chillaxing. Okay? And I'm just going to chill. I'm going to ease my mind. I'm going to be doing a lot of things at home in my guest room, and yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm just going to allow myself to be closed off from the world and my phone. So I will not be picking up my phone, y'all. I'm going to be closing myself off from it. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to just give yourself a break. And with that being said, I hope y'all took some gems from this live and everything. I hope the rest of your week is as blessed and as wonderful as can be, and your weekend is even great, and going into the next week is even better. Remember to treat people with kindness because you never know what they're going through. Love, peace, and soul, and hair grease.